Imagine walking into a tomb sealed for over 3,000 years, the air thick with dust, the walls lined with golden treasures, untouched by time. But as you take your first steps inside, a sense of dread creeps over you. Because legend says, whoever disturbs the eternal rest of Egypt's pharaohs will face a terrible curse. This is not just myth. In 1922, one of the most incredible archaeological discoveries in history unleashed a wave of fear, death, and mystery. Some call it coincidence. Others call it the curse of Tutankhamun. Tonight, we'll journey back to the Valley of the Kings, uncover the truth about the so-called curse, and ask the haunting question: was this simply bad luck? Or did the boy king really reach out from beyond the grave to protect his tomb? The story begins with a man named Howard Carter, a determined British archaeologist who had spent years searching for one tomb he was certain had not yet been found: the burial place of Tutankhamun, a little-known pharaoh who ruled Egypt over 3,000 years ago. Most experts doubted him. Many believed all the tombs in the Valley of the Kings had already been uncovered. But Carter had a gut feeling. And in November of 1922, his persistence paid off. After digging tirelessly, his workers uncovered a staircase hidden beneath the sands. At the bottom, a sealed doorway appeared, one that had been untouched since the time of the pharaohs. When Carter peeked inside, he saw wonderful things: piles of treasures, golden statues, jewelry, weapons, and in the heart of it all, the intact sarcophagus of King Tutankhamun, the boy king who died mysteriously at just 19 years old. It was a discovery so stunning, it changed history forever. But it also marked the beginning of something darker, something Carter and his team could never have imagined. Shortly after the discovery, strange things began to happen. Lord Carnarvon, the wealthy British aristocrat who funded Carter's expedition, was among the first to enter the tomb. Only a few months later, he was dead. The story goes that he suffered a mosquito bite on his cheek, which became infected after he accidentally cut it while shaving. Soon after, he developed blood poisoning and died in Cairo. But here's where it gets eerie. At the very moment of his death, the lights across Cairo are said to have mysteriously gone out. Even more unsettling, when Lord Carnarvon's body was examined, the wound on his cheek matched perfectly with the same spot on Tutankhamun's face, as if the pharaoh himself had struck back from the grave. Coincidence, or the beginning of the curse? The newspapers exploded with the story. "Pharaoh's curse kills explorer," screamed the headlines. Reporters began linking every accident, every illness, and every death to the tomb. The world became obsessed with the idea that Tutankhamun's spirit was taking revenge on those who disturbed his rest. Soon, anyone connected to the discovery felt the eyes of the public on them, waiting to see who would fall next. And fall they did. Within a few years, at least a dozen people associated with the tomb's opening were dead under strange circumstances. George J. Gould, a wealthy visitor, caught a fever after seeing the tomb and died shortly after. Aubrey Herbert, Carnarvon's half-brother, went blind suddenly and died mysteriously within months. Arthur Mace, one of Carter's excavation team, died of arsenic poisoning. Richard Bethel, Carter's secretary, was found dead in his bed in London, smothered. His father, overcome with grief, threw himself from a building. The deaths piled up. Too many people whispered, to be explained away. Some even claimed to hear strange whispers in the tomb. Others said they felt an unseen presence watching them as they worked. The curse, it seemed, was real, and it was claiming lives one by one. One chilling detail only fueled the legend further. On the doorway to Tutankhamun's tomb, an inscription was reportedly found: "Death shall come on swift wings to him who disturbs the peace of the king." Though some historians argue the phrase was exaggerated by journalists, many believed it to be a genuine warning. If true, it was as if the boy king himself had left a message to the world: "Disturb me, and you will pay the price." Of course, skeptics argue that the so-called curse has a logical explanation. The tomb was sealed for centuries. Inside, deadly mold spores and ancient bacteria could have built up. Anyone entering might have inhaled them, leading to deadly infections. Others say it was simple coincidence. After all, not everyone who entered the tomb died. In fact, Howard Carter, the man who discovered it, lived another 16 years before dying of natural causes at 64. Still, the sheer number of strange deaths, combined with eerie timing, continues to raise questions. Science may dismiss it, but deep down, people wonder, did something beyond our understanding play a role? Today, Tutankhamun's treasures sit behind glass in museums, admired by millions. But the story of the curse lingers, reminding us of humanity's fascination with death, power, and the unknown. Was it all coincidence? The invention of overactive journalists? Or was the boy king truly guarding his eternal rest with powers we cannot comprehend? One thing is certain: the curse of Tutankhamun remains one of history's greatest mysteries, a chilling reminder that sometimes the past refuses to stay buried. And this is just one of many ancient horrors hidden in history. If you'd like to hear about the screaming mummies of Egypt, the ghostly ruins of Pompeii, or the child sacrifices of the Maya, make sure to subscribe, because the ancient world still has many dark secrets to tell.